episode of Just So You Know Moment with a Twist, we have the talented, the beautiful, the multifaceted Miss Michelle Speaks.
Is Just So You Know Moments with a Twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so you know, moments with a twist. Oh, talk show host, speaker, life and success strategist, author. Oh yeah. I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best version of themselves. Just so you know, moments with a twist. Are you ready?
Just so you know, this Just So You Know moment is brought to you by Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean, Jackson Dean Investments, and JDI Multimedia Network. Just so you know, Dr. Jackson Dean, the TV talk show queen, the Pen Slayer, multiple national, international best-selling author, multiple national, international empowerment speaker says, I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best version of themselves. Welcome to Just So You Know Moment with a Twist. I am your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. First and foremost, as I always do, I give honor and praises to God because He is still in the healing and blessing business, and I am so glad about it. On this episode of Just So You Know Moment with a Twist, we have the talented, the beautiful, the multifaceted Miss Michelle Speaks. Hello, Miss Michelle Speaks. Tell my audience hello and how you doing.
Hello. First of all, thank you so much, Dr. LaShonda Jackson with a twist, for allowing me to share this platform with you. I am Michelle Portier, aka Michelle Speaks with a Z. If you hide it, you can't heal it. And I'm honored to be here. I am an author, a speaker, a healer, an empowerment coach. I am whatever you need to be in the moment that you need. And I love doing what I do, because the goal is to provide help, produce hope, and promote healing. And we can all use that. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome, and you are so correct when you say we all need some healing. We all need some healing. So, Miss Michelle Speaks. Tell my audience, tell the world, tell global, all over the world, all international, everywhere. Tell them exactly, what do you do?
Oh, well, there's a loaded question. Well, I will go back to, I am a healer through word, touch, and presence. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I am an author. I'm a life recovery coach, helping individuals to create their ideal life after adversity, because I truly believe there's a mess in the message, that there's triumph after tragedy, and that we can be victorious in spite of. And so who I am is a woman of faith, living life graciously in spite of, seeing the invisible, doing the impossible, and inspiring others to do the same. So in a nutshell, I help individuals overcome their adversities and turn their pain into passion, identifying their purpose and moving into power.
All right, that's good. That's some good stuff, because I always said we're all born with a gift. We're all born with a purpose, and we just need to learn how to walk and tap into that purpose and to be able to live throughout our purpose. So, Miss Michelle, tell us about your books. You said that you're an author. Let our audience
Yes.
know about your books.
Well, the first book, I honestly didn't realize it was going to be a book. It was actually just me getting toxic things out of my mind onto paper. And it turned into a book, because that was what the Lord said do. So I had to be obedient. But the name of the book is Releasing the Pain. That was actually what I was doing. I was at the time in a marriage that I'd been in maybe about 18 years at that point, and just needed to release things. And so just started journaling. And, that's how Releasing the Pain came into be. It's a mini autobiography about my life, some of how our beginning doesn't determine our end. So just some things about how dysfunctional my beginning was, but how victorious I was over that at the end. So that's Releasing the Pain.
We have got to speak on this journaling because, I always say journaling is your best friend. And I always tell my
Yeah.
clients the best thing that you can do is to buy yourself a journal or a notebook or a pad or something that you can keep your thoughts on. I also recommend that they take those pads, journals, or notebook and put them on their nightstand by their bed. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm the type of person I could be sleeping well, and a thought comes across my mind, and I'll wake up and write that thought down. I write down different parts of a book or whatever it is that's on my heart, on my mind at that time. I'll get up and start writing it down in that journal or in that notebook before I forget it. And that's one of the reasons why I say keep the tablet or journal beside your bed. Matter of fact, wherever you sit, have your journal there as well, because you just thought and just write down those thoughts right there. And like I said, when I'm sleeping, I wake up and I have these thoughts. I just grab my journal and start writing them down because you can't really count on your mind to save those things until the next morning. A lot of us want to believe that we have photographic memories and we can remember everything, but you never remember it exactly the way that you thought about it at that time. And so if you just grab your notebook and start writing things down right then and there, you'll have everything what you need for the next day. And then you can just fill in the pieces.
Hit 50 years young this year, and I've got about 50 journals. So I go through a couple of journals a year, So as you were talking about keeping where you speak, as I'm sitting here, I've got a basket full of journals.
Oh, wow.
I've got journals just by my bed, but in my bed. I've got journals in my office, and I kind of classify them for things just so I know, just so I can keep my thoughts straight and everything straight. So I categorize them. The journaling is is therapeutic. It's healing, and I believe it prevents you from doing things that you might regret later.
Someday my prince will come. Someday we'll meet again to be happy forever. I know a dream when your fast will come. Someday we'll meet
because it allows you time to kind of process your emotions in a healthy way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've always said it's very cathartic. Very cathartic.
That's one of the many things that I do, journaling. Some of the things that I do that are healthy for me is I'm a fitness enthusiast. I must work out. If I don't go 2 days without working out, I can feel it, and everybody else around me can feel it.
Well,
I
I
have to
wish I
get
could say that. I go as a necessity to try to keep this weight off, but it used to be something that I just love to do. I don't love it so
right.
much now.
Well, you do it often enough, and you'll get to love it.
It's true.
If you don't love that, you love the benefits of what it provides. Even
Absolutely.
on the days that I don't feel like it, because I know what it does for me, then I just kind of barrel my way through. So, yeah, but
Absolutely.
Releasing the Pain, that was my first book. I did that back in 2008, and then I didn't write again, well, a book again until 2011.
Yeah.
And that was Random Thoughts from the Heart, a collection. And that was just like a collection of poems and prayers and inspirational quotes and reflections, and scriptures, some things that got me through a really, really dark period in my life. And so that was how that came. They were random thoughts coming directly from my heart, and hopefully going to God's ears. And so, yeah. But
That's
one of
beautiful.
the poems and quotes and inspirational sayings and reflections and scriptures that got me through a really dark period in my life. And so it was things from my heart and prayerfully to God's ears. It was just an outlet, again, journaling, that turned into a book, because I didn't want to just help myself, but hopefully I could help somebody else along the way. And so what the book became. And one of the things that really resonated with me, one of the poems that has become a staple, in all the things that I do, is called Beneath the Mask, because without realizing it, we wear a lot of masks, consciously or unconsciously, social masks, masks when we're at work. We wear so many hats, and we encompass so many roles. Sometimes it's hard to figure out, where the mask ends and we begin. So that Beneath the Mask was really instrumental in breaking barriers, when you go into an environment. As an empowerment coach, I'm sure, and as a speaker, you go into an environment and you got to set the atmosphere. And so that Beneath the Mask was one of the highlights of Random Thoughts from the Heart.
Wow. That's very interesting. And I like the way you tied in the wearing the mask and, by us doing so much and having so many roles that we end up wearing all these different masks. Sometimes it's something that we just have to do. It's a requirement. Different roles require a different type of personality, a different type of persona. Do we consider all of those masks? I think so.
Well, they can be, but it's important to realize or understand that sometimes you wear those masks so long, you don't know where you begin and that mask ends. For the different roles that you have to play. Like who is Michelle really, outside of being a life recovery coach and a speaker and an author and all the other things. Who is she aside from all of that? And so
That's
that's
why
where the basis of that came from. Basically, because I was wearing a mask of strength when I was really in excruciating emotional and mental pain. But I was putting on this front of strength because that's what I was, ingrained to do from a little girl,
Mhm.
that term, suck it up, put on your big girl panties and keep it moving. That was a staple in my household. And so I learned early, okay, even if I'm weak, I'm going to pretend that I'm strong and nobody's going to see, never let them see you sweat. So I donned that mask at an early age.
Completely understand it, and that's why those outlets are so very important. The journaling, the just writing down in a notebook or whatever. Even having a good friend to talk to, or a spouse or a
Exactly.
sibling or whatever that. And all of those are good outlets. So that you can release sometimes. And like I said, sometimes those masks are required because you have to still do those roles that you're doing. And so if those roles require a mask, you wear it to the point where you finish that role and then you can remove the mask and then go into something else. And so I completely understand.
Don't forget who you are underneath that mask.
Exactly. You have to always stay intact with who you are, and within all of your roles. And that's why I try to always be me. I'm just one of those go getters, and I'm fun, and I like to have fun, and I like to do a lot. So I have a lot of roles, but I try to incorporate my own authentic personality in everything that I do.
And that's the key right there, being authentic,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to show up and be transparent and be vulnerable. A lot of times, if you've encountered any kind of trauma, as I'm sure you can relate, that sometimes it's challenging to allow yourself to be vulnerable.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I would love
And
to share the poem if you don't mind.
absolutely. Please do share a poem with us.
It's Beneath the Mask. Can you see beneath the mask? Do you see the pain that's concealed? Afraid to reveal how I truly feel. Day in, day out, I strive to appear strong, confident, and in control. But in reality, there's a war raging within my soul. So many times you look and only see the surface. But who will take the time to look beyond and see my true purpose? Who will take the time to caress my very essence and partake of the gift shared in my presence? I see the pain beneath the mask of others in the world today. How, you may ask?
Mm-hmm.
I see what once was reflected in me. Many are starving for that thing we all crave: acceptance, love, and affection. Often what offers exactly the opposite:
Mm-hmm.
apathy, hate, and rejection.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a place where the mask can be removed, a place where you can be free. Are you brave enough to unveil and allow others to see beneath the mask? And Dr. LaShonda, I'll have to say that just no moment with a twist is that place where people can unmask.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone is safe here. This is a safe place. This is a safe place for you to take off the mask and be who you are.
Who we were created to be.
Absolutely. Your purpose, your gift. This is the place for it. And as I've always said with my show, well with myself, period, I have found myself being deemed for not being rigid enough because I'm a doctor. I have also been deemed
Mhm.
for being rigid. So I just decided, I'm just gonna be myself. And so if you can't accept me for who I am and what I stand for, this is just who I am. I like to have fun. And on my show, I like to be authentic. I like for my people to be authentic. I like for them to have fun. And I like for us to get through this and learn about each other. I feel like at the point where this is no longer fun for me, it's a wrap for me. It's a total wrap.
Exactly. And then it'll be time when it stops being fun. Then that's the time. Hey, it's time to transition to something else or evolve into something else.
Yeah,
Life is all about evolving. I think the day that we stop evolving is the day that we begin to die. Not literally, but yeah, for the day we lose our purpose or lose
absolutely.
sight of our purpose.
Lose sight of our purpose. You're exactly right. So,
We don't lose. I said we don't lose purpose. I mean, I think at times we get distracted or sidetracked and lose sight of it. But the purpose is still there, right where we left it, waiting on us to come back and pick it up again.
and walk back in and do what we're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly. It's Mental Health Month, and I understand that you have a book that deals on the topic of mental health. And
Hmm.
so, why don't you tell us a little more about it?
So, the voices behind mental illness, the life of a veteran series 5, it was a group effort. Myself and about 10 other veterans were just sharing our stories of living with mental illness, when we were diagnosed, how we lived prior to, how we live after, and how we've mastered that so it doesn't master us. And the goal is to destigmatize or end the stigma surrounding mental illness because, we've all encountered it. And I just believe that there are a lot of myths out there surrounding mental illness and what people look like and what the quality of their lives are like, for those that battle with that. And so this was just a way to kind of share our perspective. We were in the military, we served our country, yet we lived with mental illness.
That's
So
wonderful.
that's what.
You're absolutely right about that. Me being prior military myself, Air Force, woo, aim high.
All right.
And thank you for your service, my military sister in the Navy. Although you chose the wrong branch, but hey.
We're all sisters and brothers in whatever branch we served in. We all served.
You're absolutely right. But that's a military joke all the time.
I know, I know.
That's a military joke. But you are absolutely right in regards to the stigma that comes with mental health and mental
Mhm.
health challenges, and especially in the African American community. We do not want to hear anything that has anything to do with our mental health and somebody having some challenges with a mental health, and which is why a lot of the African American community do not seek the professional help that they need in order to assist them with the challenges that they have with mental health.
Right.
And trying to remove the stigma, I really commend you for that because it is heavy. It's heavily laced within our community, and it's something that we all need to talk about and to normalize it. That it's okay to go and get help if you need it, and especially if it's psychological help. Is that what you need?
And if more people felt that it was safe enough for them to go seek help, more people would. But because of the stigma, because of the shame that surrounds it, I know I was ashamed for many years, but after a while, I just like no more because it will stop here. I realized after I had been advocating on a national and international platform for about 4 years, my mom disclosed that she battled with that. you know, and then, you know, my daughter was able to come to me and share with me her challenges because I wanted that type of relationship. So, you know, we have to talk about it. And, you know, I had a speaking engagement a couple of weeks ago, and during the call, I was speaking to this organization, and because I was disclosing, you know, my experiences, one of the individuals on the call, we actually did a live intervention, a crisis intervention, because based on what he shared, I was like, "You're in crisis. You know, would you call this number for me while you're on the Zoom call?" And prevented him from, you know, from taking his life.
This is Just So You Know Moments with a twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so you know.